My husband has been cold and distant towards me ever since I helped my ex through a bad time. I'm 35. My ex and I dated from 20 to 30 until he moved for a job and told me long distance doesn't work. 3 months later, I found out he got engaged to someone else. That hurt. But then I met my husband a year later, and I finally understood what real love was. With my ex, everything was hard. With my husband, everything was easy. My ex moved back around the same time I met my husband. He told me he made a mistake, that we should try again. I turned him down without hesitation. I wasn't in love with him anymore. But he's my brother's best friend, so he's still around. My husband never felt threatened by him. We had a solid relationship. I thought nothing could shake us. Then my ex's mom died, suddenly. Heart attack at 52. My ex was completely broken. My brother was devastated too. She was like a second mom to him. So my brother asked me to help. Take him on walks, get him out of the house, just be there. I said yes, because it felt like the right thing to do. At first, my husband was supportive. He'd ask how my ex was doing, say things like, "I'm glad you're helping him through this." But after a few weeks, something shifted. I'd mention going for a hike with my ex, and my husband would get quiet. His jaw would tighten. He'd leave the room. I asked him what was wrong. He said nothing. I thought he was being ridiculous. This was grief support, not a date. I stopped mentioning my ex entirely to avoid the tension. Then, in January, my brother planned a trip. A week at a cabin. Him, his wife, me, my ex, and another couple they're friends with. When my husband found out he wasn't invited, he was upset. Really upset. "Why am I the only spouse not going?" he asked. "Because you're not part of that friend group," I said. "We've all known each other since high school. Your brother has never liked me." "That's not true. You're being paranoid. I don't want you to go on this trip." I thought he was being controlling, insecure. I told him he needed to trust me. He got quiet, nodded, and walked away. I went on the trip anyway. The trip was fine. We hiked, cooked meals, talked by the fire. My ex seemed a little better. I felt good about helping him. When I got home, I expected my husband to be mad, but he wasn't. He was worse. He was nothing. He stopped initiating conversations. If I talked, he'd respond with one word. "Okay, yeah, sure." No emotion, no engagement. I'd ask him what was wrong, and he'd say, "Nothing's changed," like I was imagining it. I kept pushing. "You're clearly upset about the trip." "I'm not upset." "Then why won't you talk to me?" "I am talking to you." But he wasn't. Not really. He was going through the motions. He'd come home from work, eat dinner, go to his office, go to bed. We existed in the same house like roommates. One night I said I was going on a hike with my ex. I waited for him to react. Nothing. He just said, "Okay, have fun." No follow-up questions, no concern. It was like he'd stopped caring entirely. Last week was my brother's birthday party. That morning my husband said he felt sick and didn't want to risk getting everyone else sick. He sent a text to my brother and gave me a present to bring. I went alone. At the party, my ex was there. We talked. My brother made a joke about how much time we'd been spending together. Everyone laughed. I laughed too. When I got home that night, my husband was in bed reading. I sat down next to him. "You're not actually sick, are you?" I asked. "No." "Then why didn't you come?" He closed his book, looked at me. "Because I'm tired of watching you choose him." "I'm not choosing anyone. He's my friend." "Okay. That's it? Just okay? What do you want me to say?" "I want you to tell me what's wrong." "I already did." "You didn't listen." He turned off the light and went to sleep. I laid there in the dark, furious and confused. The next day, I saw his journal on the nightstand. I've never read it before. I know I shouldn't have, but I opened it. The last entry was dated the day before my trip. She doesn't see it. Her brother planned this entire trip to push us apart. He's never respected our marriage. And her ex, he's still in love with her. I can see it in the way he looks at her. Everyone at that dinner could see it. But when I told her I was uncomfortable, she made me feel crazy, like I was the insecure, controlling husband. I asked her not to go. She went anyway. I'm not going to beg my own wife to choose me. I spent 3 months watching her prioritize his grief over my feelings. I'm done. I'm not competing anymore. If she wants to be with him, she will. And I'll know I wasn't enough. I'm just tired. I'm sitting here with the journal in my hands, reading that last line over and over. I'm just tired. He didn't pull away because he stopped caring. He pulled away because he'd already fought for me and I didn't notice. I told him he was being paranoid when he was telling me the truth. I dismissed him. I made him feel small. And now I don't know if I can fix this.